All right, cool. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Day 2 of week 1 of game 2 of Duo Esports Bronze Silver Gold competitive series. My name is still Rukon, and joining me now instead of Naughty Green is my boy Voslo. Coming in hot is a Galio and a Pike ban. That Pike ban respecting Voslo from last game, and buddy, let me tell you.
Ooh, I know. I was very terrifying on the champion. I did a lot of great things. It was absolutely fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. And a return Olaf ban just for also my friend Ramenberry.
That I feel that the whole of Naughty Nips is tilted, and everybody's just giving them a press F to pay respects. At this point, the Zed ban against I do not care. I'm not a very big fan of that. I don't think that unless they have some kind of mage they want to play mid lane, I don't think banning Zed is the best of ideas. And the Vi ban coming through as the third ban on the first half of the pick ban phase. Blue side.
Absolutely. And while we're on the subject, I feel like we should introduce our team. We have Lobster Gaming over here versus our friends Kiss Gaming. And on Lobster Gaming, we have Casey S130 with the first pick of Jin into the game. Then we have Captain Pike in the jungle. I don't care. 15 in the mid lane. Warning shot as the AD carry and Shikaka as the support.
And on the other half of the map, we have Kiss Gaming. Dazaron looking to pick up their first of 2 champions in this first half of the rotation. On the top lane, Kono in the jungle gonna look to get some swagger ganks down. Picking the Shen first is Dazaron. Selmi or Simi, not 100% sure what that is. In the mid lane, Tranquillo and Name Not Found hitting the duo bot of the Rift on the red side this week. Looking to make some spicy memes, giving them a warning shot at Shika. Moving in, Chen Thresh on the red side. Big fan of that combo.
Absolutely, I agree. Shen and Thresh just keep your AD carry so safe, and also the ability to make picks with those combinations is very fantastic. So I highly agree with that.
I think that Shen Thresh is one of the best delivery systems in the game besides invisibility champions. If you land a decent death sentence on a backline champion, you can drag yourself forward with the death sentence reactivation. Shen ults on top of you. Ta-da, here comes Daddy. But Captain Pike picking up the Warwick, coming straight out of solo queue with that one. We had a Warwick a couple times last season, looked pretty gosh darn good, so hopefully it'll be as good this season.
We will hope for the best. However, Warwick has received nerfs since that time. I'm still wondering about the Jin first pick. I don't know if that is something that is very hotly contested. I don't know both AD carries champion pools at this point, but I don't feel that is a very good meta AD carry. I mean, Ezreal and Lucian with the buffs to Essence Reaver and such.
I don't disagree with you. And I think that Ryze being picked blind into the mid lane could still be flex top, but unlikely to happen. Echo as a response from Selmi immediately. And moving on into ban phase 2, I would love to see Kiss Gaming pinch the support pool. They greeted out for the Ryze in the mid lane instead of answering with a support pick. And as I state, Braum is going to be hit with the ban bat, and here we go. Twitch pinching the AD carry pool on the side of Lobster Gaming. Smart choices from both teams so far. See how this moves into the second half of the picks.
I absolutely agree, and I would like to see more support picks. You have right now a very immobile AD carry that you can very easily make picks on with Echo, Thresh, and Chen. Keeping him as unsafe as possible is exactly what you want.
However, the Ornn ban coming through, I think that's a smart choice by Kiss Gaming. Ornn's a very strong champion, and he can flex between top and support. I myself have found very much success with Ornn support in the past, so I could see it being a flex pick, but most likely going to be in top. You could also flex the Shen to support as well.
I agree. But flexing the Shen seems a little silly considering we already have the Thresh. But let's just see what we're looking at here. What does Tranquilo pick as carry? Oh, and he goes for the Kog'Maw with a Shen and Thresh. I really like this pick.
And what I would like to see now is a Lulu of some sort in. Just throw a Lulu in there. Make it Echo Jungle, Lulu mid. Protect the Kog'Maw at all costs.
Absolutely.
A full-on Juggernaut comp. And as we see, warning shot locking in Swain for Casey's in the top lane. That's a lot of magic damage coming out from this comp. Jin so far being the only physical damage. And Alistar locking as well, giving it some true damage with the Ignite. But magic damage once more. That Shen's going to build a lot of magic resist early.
Absolutely, which is completely fine, because then he can just use his W and block all 4 of Jin's shots, and within almost one duration if he can. Just, I feel
Jax, final lock-in Jax for Kono.
Let's see how this is going to work. I like the pick into the Warwick specifically because of the ease able to block a lot of what Warwick wants to do, especially in a dueling potential. However, I feel that overall in this draft phase, I really like Kiss Gaming's draft phase.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Lobster Gaming's draft phase. A lot of magic damage, a lot of very, very high damage output coming from them, granted, but once that Shen gets to MR items, you're going to see almost no damage being output from anybody until Ryze and Swain both get Void Staff. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, also a lot of magic damage coming out from the side of Kiss Gaming, but Jack's doing a lot more physical damage than magic damage. Kog'Maw doing about 50-50 mix. The rest just not really doing much damage at all.
And a very good front line for a Kog'Maw, and there's not really much die potential. How do you get on top of this Kog'Maw except for a Ryze ult? But if you get Ryze ult into the middle of a Shen and Jax and an Echo, I feel like you're asking for a very bad time. You can try and dive with an Alistar, but then Jhin is left completely alone.
Paying attention to summoner spells, Warwick has Ghost, and Shakaw's Alistar is taking Exhaust instead of Ignite. I'm not a big fan of this. I think the Ignite in lane would be so much better against the Kog'Maw. Exhaust is better late game, but you want to try and force mid game as fast as possible with Jhin, Ryze, Warwick, Swain.
I absolutely agree. And Jhin and Alistar, I feel, has a stronger early game against Kog'Maw Thresh, and it's something that they should be hoping to bank on because Jhin does not scale as hard as Kog'Maw anyways.
I do not disagree with you, and I think that all Rageblade users are at the top of the tier list right now, sitting there with Xayah at the 100+ crit chance percent, 100% crit chance plus, excuse me, on my misspeak. If you overcap on a critical chance on Xayah, you still get the damage boost to your E through Crit Strike. Fun fact for you. As we move into game, just based purely off of comps, who do you think has the overall better? Who's going to take it?
I like Kiss Gaming's. I feel like they have the better composition. They can work around their Kog'Maw. They have a clear identity of what they want to do. Echo can basically neutralize the mid lane. Echo and Ryze is kind of a decent matchup. I believe Ryze can take it if he's able to get aggressive trades off with Warwick ganks. However, I feel like Echo has the ability to neutralize that lane, just wave clear, and do whatever he wants. He can roam bot easily. Both teams have double teleports, so we can expect a lot of bot lane fun, but I think all in all, their teleports on Lobster Gaming is just not as impactful as we would see teleports from Kiss Gaming.
Can't say I disagree. If you could change one thing about Kiss Gaming's draft, what would it be and why?
Echo to Orianna.
Go to Orianna. I would change the Jax to a Lulu and switch Echo and Lulu around. Make it Echo jungle, Lulu mid. Gives you a lot less gank potential early, but the Lulu for the Juggernaut just makes it almost unstoppable.
I can kind of agree with that, but then you run into the same problem that Lobster Gaming is running to at this point, which that's a lot of magic damage you're coming into. Because chances are, if you want to run that Echo jungle, you can go tank or you can go AP, and that's just more magic damage. Shen is going to be doing primarily magic damage, and so won't Lulu. And Kog'Maw with that Ginsu's build does a lot of magic damage.
Yeah, I can see the point behind that, but the only true tank that they have on the side of Lobster Gaming is Captain Pike's Warwick, and he's not even going to get that tanky. He's going to build maybe a Spirit Visage for increased healing on his R. Otherwise, he's going to be trying to get as much Titanic Hydra, Cinderhulk, just kind of raw stats, as much like his raw health as possible, just to be able to do as much damage as possible with his Q. But we are going to move into game very shortly, and I want to see some Twitch chat action. Who's going to win this game? Lobster Gaming or Kiss Gaming as we move into game?
Yes, let's see the Twitch chat go in uproars. That would be absolutely fantastic. And as we see the game now loading in. And
very early and mid game centric team from Lobster Gaming on the blue side. Early red buff for the Warwick with Predator. Big fan of that. Conquer Jax jungle. Not terribly strong on him in the jungle as it is his top lane.
I absolutely agree. And the Swain with the electrocute, and I don't really care for the Warwick on Predator. I feel like Press the Attack is a lot better and provides a lot more dueling potential and a lot more extra damage that can be provided, especially for laners that you have, the AP laners. You will give them so much extra damage, and they already provide so much raw damage anyways. I feel like Press the Attack is just the better mastery to take in this scenario.
Oh, but it's just super troll whenever you take whenever you take Predator and then activate it and then just fly across the map at somebody with your ult.
Oh, it's absolutely hilarious and very fun to watch, but it could be to the detriment of his team. But also, he might have gone after the Ultimate Hunter because of the new changes. So that's very true. I don't know exactly what he's running on his room page.
Did not quite catch what he had in Champ Select, but as we move in, looks like both teams are going to do a 5-point line of scrimmage. The Rise and the Swain heading about the same direction. 4-man stack on the Pixel Brush in the bot side river as we move into this game. A nice ward spots it out from Lobster Gaming. We're going to go ahead and move to the bot tri-bush for the Alistar Jhin. Warwick's just going to take his red buff, probably leashless to get his bot lane in faster to get a nice push going, and Jax is going to start his blue buff, it looks like, excuse me.
Absolutely. I feel like this is pretty much the jungle starts that you can expect to see at this point in time. You get a pretty good leash from your bot lane. You get it done fast. You get to get moving around the map as fast as possible and then play the League of Scuttlecrab.
League of Scuttlecrab, my favorite part of League of Legends in 2018.
Absolutely. I actually kind of enjoy that part of the game. I feel like it's actually a lot of fun, and especially it gives you that potential to get early invades and early fights that you probably wouldn't be doing. So I like that aspect. However, it's a lot of gold that's being funneled into that.
League of Scuttlecrab makes it so that early game junglers are more likely to skirmish one another at level 2 instead of level 3, making for a more impactful game. Noting the spellbook on the Rise with Teleport as his primary summoner spell, able to switch off to whatever he wants, getting some decent trades with the Echo, shoving him in early as is expected from them.
Absolutely. Echo pretty much just wants to push him in on repeat and then just roam around, get vision, do what he can around the side lanes. He's an excellent roaming champion. Maybe Rise can match it with Teleport, but Rise pretty much just wants to get his item spike and then just be the monster in team fights that he can be.
Rise pinging out the green ward that the Echo put over the wall to avoid an early gank from Warwick. Warwick looks to be doing League of Scuttlecrab at the moment. Still only level 2. They're taking 2 camps, including Scuttlecrab. Gets spotted out by that ward from the Echo.
That is real sad, considering he was pretty sure it was warded anyways, and now with that vision, what will Jax do with it? Right now, I don't imagine that he does too much. He's pretty much, at this point in time, just wanting to farm and get to the spike that he wants.
Double buffs Jax is only level 2, but he's looking to move over to the Scuttlecrab as the Warwick is actively doing his blue buff, blissfully unaware that the Jax is in fact taking the Scuttlecrab right from out with underneath his nose. But if he takes this blue buff fast enough, he's going to be level 3 to the jungler, to the Jax's level 2. There we go. Could be a small skirmish in the jungle.
Absolutely. But Jax gets away completely clean. Level 3. Pike shows up just in time to be seen by the Scuttlecrab. Kono just walks right to his mid laner and says, "Hey, keep me safe," and goodbye.
Interesting to note, the Warwick is 3 camps and only level 2.
Yes.
So he is falling very far behind in experience, but spotting out Jax on the Raptors. They traded vision, but Jax not communicating with things until just this very second, where his opposing jungler is on the map. Nothing to be done, just scouting around. Small skirmish in the mid lane, electrocute proc from the Echo, nothing happening terribly too important.
And Warwick just wasting time, just trying to see what he can do, maybe abuse the Jax, but at this point in time, I don't think he wants to abuse the Jax. I think Jax wants to abuse him.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Small gank in the mid lane, but nothing happens. I don't care, running very low on mana. He's got 30 mana, just barely enough for not even a spell flux at this point. He could almost cast an overload. Just super important for the Echo, who is conserving his mana a lot better, but he's still getting out-farmed by the Rise so far in this game.
Absolutely. Rise is playing it completely safe, doing what he can. Rise at this point might need a Warwick gank just to help him get the wave clear and then just be able to get that back and teleport in, but it looks like he's just going to be completely fine. Echo doesn't pressure him underneath the tower despite the fact that he's a manaless, but it is completely fine. Rise is like, I'm completely okay with this backs, and he'll just TP back home.
Small farm lead for bot lane, AD carry, and in terms of Lobster Gaming, but Kiss Gaming has a slight CS lead in the top in the jungle, so keeping this game real close. About a 200 gold lead for Kiss Gaming at the moment, but nothing coming.
I actually feel like Kog'Maw actually has a CS lead in this lane just because of the fact that he has more minions to farm. Right now they're pretty even, but he has an extra 2 minions to farm.
You are absolutely correct. Gonna go ahead and land the deadly flourish, but nothing more than just a little bit of poke in lane and very small CS lead across the entire map. Everybody keeping it within 5 right now. It's gonna be a very tight game, I feel. A lot of tension. Jungle, early sweeper from Captain Pike's Warwick. He's looking to lane gank bot lane. They're blissfully unaware of this. They're slowly shoving in.
That would be interesting if we see something happen. I mean, bot lane really needs to get something to happen and get like a steady lead ahead of this Kog'Maw. And here we go. The gank comes in right now. Taking the pulverized headbutt from the Alistar. And then the trample to stun him. Captain Pike runs in and gets the jaws of the beast to finish that kill.
That's just a clean gank overall from Lobster Gaming. I feel the lane gank was smart. I think the early sweeper was a really good pickup from the Warwick. Just all in all, well played.
Absolutely, and Fresh kind of pushing up a little bit further than he usually
Meanwhile, in the middle,
especially when a solo kill from the Rise on the Echo. Absolutely well done by I Don't Care 15. I completely missed that on the backside while watching the bot lane continue as Jax threatened to gank bot lane.
TP back to lane from the Echo. I Don't Care using his flash aggressively to pick up the kill on the Echo. Then go back to base, pick up his Catalyst. He already has his tier stacking. 68 out of 750 in 6 minutes now, so he is stacking it rather quickly.
This is going to be a terrifying Rise at this point in time. And Swain ulting down top lane, running down Dazzler and trying to see what he can do to get his lane pressure. He doesn't have much mana at this point in time, but basically uses to help him wave clear and push Dazzler out of lane.
What a beautiful flash from Dazzler, keeping him alive. That Swain ult definitely does a lot of damage, especially when you have minimal magic resist. Building a Bonnie Cinder on his first recall instead of, I would suggest myself an All Magic Mantle and a Ruby Crystal to help you survive lane, get an adaptive helm, and negate pretty much all magic damage coming from the entire team.
I like the Balmy Cinder pick because he really needs that extra lane pressure, especially on Shen, and the extra HP will help mitigate a bunch of kill pressure that Swain will have because Swain not doing any max HP damage. I feel like that is very good and will help him to get lane priority, and especially if he's able to help push out the lane, then he's able to use the Shen ultimate because now he is 6 and he's going to need to be able to do that.
Saving his teleport because he is now level 6, as you said before. I think that's super smart. You can Shen ult somewhere, you can recall, then you can teleport back to lane and not miss terribly too much, especially if KC's is not going to follow. His TP is currently on cooldown, so most likely not going to do that. It's a very important factor for Lobster Gaming. They have to be careful if they're going to attempt any dives in the bot side of the map.
Now at this point in time, Captain Pike just basically needs to come top lane and give Casey the love that he needs, just so he can get further and further ahead in this matchup and to deny Shen from doing anything else across the map.
As you say that, Shen putting down a pink ward in the river, going to clear out a green ward in the river brush. A lot of very smart ping, somebody pinged Vision on top of that pink ward that was just put down. Looks likely Casey's, but it looks like there's a small roam into the blue side jungle, giving I Don't Care the blue buff, but stunning him up. Nice cleanse from I Don't Care.
Ooh, but Selmy getting caught by another Room Prison. I Don't Care, just putting down a lot of damage on Selmy.
I think switching to cleanse was the smartest thing he could have done right there.
Absolutely, I agree. Keeps him safe, keeps him alive. Echo not having a great time in this matchup right now. Trying to do what he can. Hopefully he's just able to push out the lane and get some roams off.
Warwick's only level 5.
Absolutely. Clearing out the ward for his top laner. Keeping him safe, just being like, hey, this Vision's now gone. I can maybe be able to come back, maybe with Rise or something like that, see what we can do.
I feel that they can take the Rise ult top with the Warwick, get behind the Shen, and then just kill him. That's their best course of action right now, is either go top or bot with it. Meanwhile, Warwick spotted on a ward at the red buff. Very smart vision control from Kono.
Absolutely. Trying to be safe with his red buff. Happens to find Captain Pike just invading, trying to do something. Captain Pike was looking for the Echo kill early. However, Kono with a good capitalization gets the dragon. Very, very good for their team, especially considering their scale so well. Albeit down in gold, they're not out of the game just yet. They're completely fine with just farming this out and taking it slow. Selmy maybe looking to get a roam off, looking around top lane, but no, just putting down a pink ward inside of the river.
Very small skirmishes across the map. Mia ping from the top lane from Casey's, but it shares back on the map very quickly. It's just small farm leads across the map, except for the mid lane. 15 CS up from I Don't Care. Small skirmish in the top lane, and Casey's coming out on top of that trade.
Absolutely. Dazaran can't really trade right now. He's an item build. He can probably stay in and try and hope to outlast Casey. Mana sustain, however, he does have a catalyst, so the more damage he does to Casey, the more mana he has. So, pretty rough to try and trade.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Shenron coming in the bot lane. Casey's going to TP in onto this fight. Looks like nothing's going. Flash forward. Beautiful aggression from him.
Casey comes in with the ultimate and the demonic form and the headbutt pulverize onto Dazaran. Knocked him out of his taunt, and then Casey gets pulled into the tower by the death sentence and gets taunted underneath the tower. Kog'Maw picking up his first kill for Kiss Gaming. Kono going in, but dying immediately as soon as Rise locks him down. And then Rise coming in and able to get a double kill off the backside.
Flashing aggressively once more, knowing his limits on the champion. Lobster Gaming looking extraordinarily clean. 2,000 gold lead now, looking to push first tower as a 4-man unit.
And Selmy just looking to get some pressure in the mid lane. Trying to do as much tower damage as he can, but it looks like first tower is going to go to Lobster Gaming and is going to be shared amongst the team, and they are going to just leave without pushing the wave and just look what they can do around the map.
3,300 gold lead on the side of Lobster Gaming now. This is absolutely unreal. It's 2 games in a row where it's just been an absolute one-sided stomp. Let's hope that Lobster Gaming can actually close it out a lot faster than Enigmatic Gaming could last game. However, we shall see as time goes on. Bloodrazor completed for the Jacks. I am not a fan.
Absolutely. However, we can't really count Kiss Gaming down out or count Kiss Gaming out at this point in time. Kog'Maw's the only person to not die in that entire trade is still a kill up, able to do something in this game still. And he is the carry that this team needs.
Using the Eye of the Beholder on the bot lane there from the Swain, he's going to give out to the fact that they are going to switch their bot lane to the top side. That means Shen's going to have to push that in, get a recall off, and go bot himself to match the Swain. But for the time being, we've seen that Rise is switching his teleport to Exhaust. He's walking around the map, clearing the pink ward, and just going to be having himself a grand old time. 3-0-0, Murktreads, Rod of Ages, and Tear the Goddess with 308 stacks so far. He's playing this game incredibly well.
Absolutely, I completely agree. And we're just seeing, not really too much at this point in time, the lane swap from Lobster Gaming to try and exercise on the lead that they have. Deny CS to Dazaran and to at this point in time, kind of put Casey behind, but Casey able to go for 2v2 with Captain Pike in the bot lane. Captain Pike missing the infinite duress, but still able to catch name not found with Casey, getting him his second kill of the game. The Tranquilo still walks out completely fine. It's looking like this game might snowball out of control in Lobster Gaming's favor, but I don't feel like you can count this gaming out just yet.
2 ults for a support kill probably doesn't seem that worth it, especially at the support 0 and 2. But they've also got huge map pressure. But the problem with that is they didn't push the wave all the way in, so the Kog'Maw's just collecting this huge amount of gold right now. Picked up 81 gold from 2 minions just in the bot lane alone. He's going to be extremely farmed.
He's just sitting here. He can just freeze the wave if he really wants to. He's going to push into the tower to try and deny Swain more if he can, but I don't think he's going to be able to push fast enough. And Dazaran just sitting underneath the tower doesn't really care too much. They can't really dive him at this point in time. He's got a decent amount of armor and some HP, so it's pretty hard for the Jhin and Alistar to dive him, especially dive him with Captain Pike on the bot side. Rise just basically having to tend to mid as Echo just cues the wave on repeat.
Finishing his Proto Belt, giving a second blue buff to I Don't Care 015, his second of 3 of the game.
And and Kono looking around mid lane, trying to see what they can do. Name Not Found walking up a little early, trying to look and gets the death sentence on to I Don't Care, pulls him in. Kono with a counter strike, able to stun him down and sell him to follow up on the damage. Kono picking up the kill. Name Not Found is the one to pick up the kill.
Not warding defensively enough, just kind of cost him that. Oh, but as we say, then infinite duress onto the Echo.
Absolutely. the Infinite Duress going down. The Caustic Spittle and the Bio Arcade Barrage from Tranquilo. Melt down Captain Pike almost immediately. This is a very strong Cogma, not something you can be engaging on, especially no vision on your side. Lobster Gaming a little behind, but lots of vision, especially around mid lane. Echo's been doing a great job of warding, trying to keep himself safe despite the lane matchup not going so well for him.
Kiss Gaming now going to start the Rift Herald, which is super impactful on the game state. Still 3,000 gold down. But if they get this Rift Herald, that could be huge for the game.
Absolutely. They could snowball a little bit off this and get a bunch of towers and gold if they can, especially if they can group up really well. However, the Infernal is looking undefended, and it looks like Lobster Gaming is walking around and seeing what they can find. Maybe looking to get the Infernal for the Rift Herald.
I think trading a Dragon for a Rift Herald is definitely worth it in favor of Kiss Gaming, because they can now drop it mid if they so chose and just run it down with it. But it looks like they're going to go to contested Dragon. A little too late to the party, and they're just going to realm warp out.
Absolutely. They just lead, but Kiss Gaming still on. They're able to control what happens. They not bound with his zoning, hook to completely nothing to track. Put down mid-lane, trying to do something zoning with the chrono break to go back and save his life, and then just ease away. And then Casey just halting with his demonic form, trying to do something, but they just leave, and nothing really comes out of that.
2 flashes for the flash heal on the 80 carry of Kiss Gaming, but in the top lane, another skirmish.
Trying to dive Dazaran, probably not going to be too successful for you. He really doesn't care at this point in time, especially against the 80 carry. They're just trying to poke down the tower as little as they can.
But as I was saying, 2 summoners burned for Kiss Gaming. It was the flash heal on Tranquilo, whereas diving top.
Trying to dive Dazaran again, except this time with Captain Pike a little bit better. The Infinite Duress completely locked him down as the Captain Shadow dashes away, but Warning Shot able to pick up the kill. Very good for Lobster Gaming, able to get rid of power and maybe be able to snowball their gold lead.
Absolutely, playing to their strengths. Jhin is very strong at this point in the game, as well as the Rises. It's time to scale. But even so, going back to the point that I was making earlier, they blurred Tranquilo's flash and heal, which sounds great, except they used 2 flashes doing it. That's not so great.
Absolutely. They had to dive really hard. They do not have a lot of dive potential on this team unless Captain Pike is able to get an Infinite Duress off, but he probably wants to dive with the Alistair at this point in time. But they don't really have much dive potential on the Cosmo, albeit now that he doesn't have flash, he's a lot bigger of a, or he's a lot smaller of a threat because he's able to get dived on a lot easier, but I don't know if they'll be able to push it at this time.
Shen went ahead and used the Stand United mid to save his mid laner, as his mid laner decided to greed out the wave as the Rise was TPing in. So just fun update for everybody.
Absolutely. The Stand United to keep him alive feels good, man. Luckily, we have that Shen panic button up in the top lane. And now, Tranquilo just going to sit mid, try and farm. Hopefully not get dove right here, despite the fact that he doesn't have heal and flash against 3. This could be a little scary going on. But it looks like they don't try to dive. Everybody from Kiss Gaming just goes around Tranquilo at this point in time, trying to keep him alive. Everybody but Kono sitting in the base, trying to wait on his item.
Right, and I don't know if that's, maybe it's just a pause coming in. Nope, as I say that, he starts moving again. Tiamat picked up way late into the game for him. I think the Tiamat first instead of Blood Razor would have been way more impactful. He could have farmed a lot more, given an auto attack reset for team fights. All in all, not the best decision.
I absolutely agree, and with the Tiamat, you can also go the Titanic Hydra and go into Cinderhulk and have so much HP on Jax, especially because of how much he loves the HP stat. Attack speed is good on him, yes, but if you're not able to survive the ability, or if you're not able to survive in team fights, getting off auto attack seems a little hard.
Indeed it does. But regardless of the fact, Lobster Gaming, the 4,000 gold lead, looking to push down that mid-tier 1. Rift Herald is going to expire in roughly 30 seconds from Kiss Gaming. They have to find somewhere to use it. They give it to the Cogma of all people, who is currently sitting mid with it. Just not want to just place it down and give it to Lobster Gaming to kill. That's a free 25 gold to the enemy team.
Absolutely, and Dazaran is just trying to get a split push going, trying to see the pressure bot lane before they get this node. And there goes the Rift Herald right now mid lane. Kono looking to play aggressively against Sarkaz's top, and Kono gets headbutted back into Lobster Gaming, and Dazaran gets the Shadow Dash right up Sarkaz, and Tranquilo Bio Arcane Barrage pushing down and does not get any kills. I don't care. And Casey TP'd on the backside, but Rip Gerald still able to get the turret, and Selmy with the Chrono Break to kill Alistair on the backside. Selmy and Dazran dive onto the Jin and kill him. And Casey and Captain Pike able to kill Tranquilo and Name Not Found.
Meanwhile, Dazran dying on the opposite side of the fight to the Captain Pike. Warwick, it's an all-for-all 2 for 3, but also getting a lot of damage down on the mid tower as well.
Absolutely. Lots of good damage from Kiss Gaming. It wasn't the worst trade. Selmy did survive. They did go 2 for 3, but they did get a tower and a half out of it. This tower is now very low. Maybe they can get some pressure off on it, but first they need to pressure their side lanes and maybe be able to get some aggressive vision inside of Lobster Gaming's jungle.
Rise has 3,000 mana at this point in the game.
Absolutely. He is very hard to burn his mana down, and Kono being, oh no, I cannot do this right now. Defending this tower against those champions is probably not something I want to be doing, especially when I only have 1,300 HP. Just pushing out mid lane, just trying to do what he can.
I don't care, coming back from base with a full, almost stacked Seraph's Embrace, a almost fully stacked Rod of Ages, bought himself a stopwatch, and is currently looking at cloth armor as well. He had what looked to be a lost chapter, which I assume he upgraded into Archangel's. The fact that he has 3,000 mana, he's 3,300 mana at level 13. This man is just unstoppable. He can consume his Seraphs. His Seraphs will give him almost 1,000 health shield.
This Lobster Gaming is starting to look more like Scroll Gaming at this point in time. Rise is so strong. And the phase dive immediately onto I Don't Care, and Selmy immediately with the Chrono Break back as he realized he cannot take this fight. Kono not tanky enough to help him out and not able to get the lockdown that they needed. Flashes the Infinite Duress.
That damage, just unreal coming from Rise right now. Level 14 at 22 minutes. 3-1 and 2 on the Rise, playing it incredibly well. He is definitely mastered playing this champion.
Doing quite well. Trying to come in and test this. You don't have your ultimate anymore. Dazran able to stand united onto Selmy. Dazran gets the Shadow Dash onto Captain Pike and running down. Get a whole lot done on the back. Tranquilo able to get a bunch of free hitting down, but not able to get too much anymore as they're able to dive onto him, runs right into Casey S130 and gives him the never move to shut him down. Dazran, after his dive in, managed to fall to I Don't Care. The man who is just trying to put all of his team and all of his pressure that he's able to provide.
That's Baron.
Absolutely.
Without question, that is Baron.
4 dead, only 1 alive, Name Not Found. Thresh, I don't think he can stop this Baron by himself.
There's just no possible way that Kiss Gaming comes back from that and gets this Baron too. And if they do, I will actually just alt F4 my Discord right now, because they just should not get this Baron. And smited away by Captain Pike. So, as I was saying, nice Infinite Duress. Nothing to come from it, but Infinite Duress lands on the Thresh, locks him down, but a nice flay and auto attack from Velasco, and he is out and about. But at any rate, 4-0 and giving up Dragon as well, then immediately turning for the Baron, and the red buff resetting on Tranquilo. That's super unfortunate for the AD carry of Kiss Gaming, but Kiss Gaming's morale has to be shot right now. They're 9,500 gold down. The Rise is about to recall, or just recalled again with just over 2,000 gold. And this man is absolutely just unstoppable. Both ADCs grabbing red buff, but Warning Shot just in a much stronger place right now than Jin is, or than Tranquilo is right now. I think that if this game continues for another 10 or 15 minutes, yes, Kiss Gaming absolutely comes back and wins this, but until that point, just probably not.
This makes me very, very sad for Kiss Gaming at this point in time. Tranquilo trying to do what he can, but utility is a lot easier to do if you don't have to do as much damage for your team, which is pretty good for Jin in this case. Tranquilo's trying to out DPS 3 carries at this point in time that are all very strong, very fed. It's looking real sad. Leaving the wave to just rotate back to mid lane, hoping to keep his team safe, especially against the Baron push, needing to group up immediately.
Looking to try and stop the Swain top lane. He knows there's a wave coming, and he knows the Swain's somewhere in the area, down about half a level on the Swain. Casey on Swain is 5-1-2 right now, playing it incredibly well. I think their whole team is doing impeccably well, and I'm not sure if it's just misplays mechanically or micro misplays from Kiss Gaming, or if they're just doing exceptionally well on the champions that they're playing.
I feel like it was a micro decision at this point in time. We got to see a lot of pressure that was provided to the bot lane from Captain Pike, able to get a good early 3-6 gank off, which is pretty much the exact lane that they needed to get behind early game. They needed to get Kongma behind because there wasn't really much happening in the bot lane. It was pretty even. And then also there was the misplays mid lane that did cost them a lot of pressure, and Selmy not able to get any good roams off pre-6 or post-6.
I don't care in the bot lane, just straight up ignoring the Echo, taking the tower, and then almost one-shotting him at half health. Gives him a Rise ult to spook him, and he looks like he wants to flash forward aggressively, doesn't quite have it just yet. He's just gonna counter away as the phase dive forward saves him once more. Swain getting another kill in the top lane on the Shen. This game is looking worse and worse by the minute for Kiss Gaming.
Absolutely, it's looking like it's starting to snowball out of control. It is looking very sad. Tranquilo just trying to do what he can, but right now his solo laners are not doing what they can to keep him alive, and that is the sad story of this team right now. They need to try and do something, but they can't really. Thresh just has to keep Tranquilo alive and hopefully just give him the Dark Passage out if he's trying to CS aggressively. He's only trying to look for a pick, but only level 13. He's not very terrifying to the team of Lobster Gaming.
Dazarin is the second top laner in the first 2 days of the Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series Season 3 that did not optimize their build for laning phase. Shout out to Fridge. This is the second time that a top laner has laned against someone who does primarily magic damage and built either AP or armor.
And the gank potential would probably be also mostly magic damage at this point in time. Jaws of Beast doing a lot of damage, and the rest applies magic damage.
Warwick's passive also doing magic damage.
Absolutely. And just disrespecting, going for the AHB to help him from the Sunfire Cape to help him push, but also goes the team at still no MR. Seems a little greedy to me as well, but...
And the Jarm's Fist signifies to me that he's going to finish his Titanic Hydra before building any kind of MR, other than Mercury Treads, which to me is the greediest possible way, because the Rise is just so strong right now. He's the highest level in the game at level 16. Nobody can match him at all. He's just uncontested in bot lane.
Absolutely. Shen not having any really kill potential or like any way to defend that lane. I don't care, being brave, able to run him down at this point in time. Dazarin half HP, shadow dashes away, hopefully able to get out of the from I don't care, but I don't care. Just push it away. And lots of able to get her power. Kono immediately burst it down. Dazarin standing united, completely not able to do anything. His item became knocked down, able to get caught by Captain Pike. Go dive into the next power. Dazarin and Tranquilo looking at a very tight spot. Captain Pike with another kill, and Tranquilo and Selmy just sitting inside of the fountain. Not really able to do much. Zone out like KCS 130. As it looks like Lobster Gaming tried to finish the game.
Yeah, I think Lobster just goes for the end here. I don't care, beyond strong. He's level 17 at 28.5 minutes. It's the mid-game comp that was Lobster Gaming excelled exceptionally. They played it almost perfectly, and they won the game because of it.
They played very well. I really liked it, and it went very well. The disrespect that the top laner and the jungler gave to Lobster Gaming was very, very sad, but good game, Lobster Gaming.
GG, well played. Lobster Gaming taking down Kiss Gaming 23-5 with a commanding 18,800 gold lead at the end of that game. Unbelievable gameplay from Lobster Gaming.
Absolutely. They played it really, really well. A dominating mid lane and a dominating top lane, especially with the gank down bot lane, able to snowball, and they now have 3 winning lanes, able to just completely push it to a victory. Good for them.
Gonna go ahead and move on to the stats. Largest killing spree of the game was 6 by the Swain, and the largest multi-kill was a double kill in the entire game. The crowd control scores kind of speak for themselves. Swain had a 38. So if that tells you that Nevermove was landed quite a lot, it definitely was. Looking at damage to champions, 21,000, most in the game coming out from the Swain. I think that Casey's played that absolutely perfectly. He could not have played it any better. It also didn't really help that the opposing top laner didn't build any MR whatsoever.
Absolutely. Still able to do 9,200 damage, which is pretty good considering he's not able to really do damage to anybody in that lane or in most team fights, as he was able to get insta-gib completely as he didn't have any MR early game. And it's a real sad sight to see Tranquilo trying to do the most damage on his team, but not really having the ability for people to keep him alive. Does, however, the third most damage in the game. Good on him, but it wasn't enough. At this point in time, do we look at the damage taken stats and see how much the tank happened? As we look,
25,000 from the Warwick, the next closest being 21,863 from the Jax, followed by Shen, and then Echo. Echo taking the fourth most amount of damage in the game. When there's a Thresh and a Swain.
Hard.
Unbelievable. Moving on to my favorite of the stats, vision score and control wards purchased. 2 people on the side of Lobster Gaming not buying any control wards, but they were just so far ahead that it did not even matter. 28 vision score from the top lane of Lobster Gaming, 27 from their jungler, 24 from their mid lane, 18 from their ADC, and a whopping 61 vision score with 9 control wards purchased from the support of Lobster Gaming in 28 minutes and 50 seconds.
Absolutely. And Shen with a 23 with 4 control wards. We have Jax looking at 33 with 4. And then Echo had a very bright mid lane, not able to do too much or get too many ganks off, but was at least a little safe considering how bad he was losing lane. But still, 29 vision score and 6 control wards purchased. Which was very, very bright and very happy. And Tranquilo only with a 9 vision score, though. Not many wards placed, but he really wasn't able to position aggressively to do anything. But Thresh with the team doing 46. Lots of vision score there. Good on him.
Indeed it is. Well, we're going to go ahead and send it over to a very quick break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for Game 3, which is Enigmatic Gaming versus SCG. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes.
Absolutely. I'll see you then.
hanging by a thread, hung up on all the words you said, breaking free from this conformity that you force on me. Everything I do is one big show. It's about damn time that I take control. Put me under a microscope and watch me take control. And what's this? I finally read this helplessness. Tired of feeling like I'm upside down, so I'm gonna turn it all around. And and dear God, save my soul, 'cause it is flawed. Tired of feeling like I'm upside down, so I'm gonna turn it all around. Upside down. Upside down. Gonna turn it all upside down. Don't tell me that I need saving. Finally awake and living. Yeah. The pressure inside was building. I felt under attack, and now my mind's attacked. And I've chosen my path. I've chosen my path. What's this? I finally read this helplessness. Tired of feeling like I'm upside down, so I'm gonna turn it all around. And and dear God,
to the baseline. Get down to the baseline.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 3, Week 1, Day 2. I fucked it up, but it's okay. It is Week 1, Day 2, Game 3. There we go. First time and only time, and I'll get to say that all season, of the Bronze, Silver, Gold competitive series in Duo Esports. My name is Buff Zoe, Buff Stopwatch, can and cannot play Recon, or just Recon, as everybody knows me in Duo. And joining me once more is my boy Voslo.
Absolutely, with PTSD, watching EG go into their next game. I'm still having a little bit of the shakes, but you know what? We're going to be completely fine watching this game as we see a Karthus first ban into the Death Shadows mid lane.
Big fan of that. A Pike ban to follow. Just shout out to my boy Voslo once again.
Absolutely.
Buggy does not want to play against that champion for some reason.
Absolutely does not. I don't think Nightshow will play it. I don't think Difurion, Mashuno, Starshow, or anybody else would play it. But you know what? After seeing me play it, they just get a little scared. They just wanted to get rid of it, obviously.
Spooky. They know it can 1v9 for sure. The Anivia ban targeting Death Shadow very hard. That is 2 mid lane bans now and a Pike ban, which could flex from support to top. The Trundle ban, which Chris Brownsy absolutely wrecked on in their first game against Naughty Nips today. I think that's a fine ban.
Absolutely. It was a very good. He had very good jungle pathing. He was able to get an early aggressive invade. Let's see if Skillcap Gaming learned anything from that early game that we saw and see if they will maybe do another aggressive invade and see what they can do around that.
And a shout out to me with the Zoe ban at the very end. Difurion cannot play that champion, coming from experience of trying to teach him it, and the Yasuo ban shortly following, not 100% sure what that is, leaving open the Braum, the Tristana from game 1, as well as the Jace and the Orianna. Difurion looked very good on the Orianna. Nightshow played absolutely tremendously on the Jace, so a lot of very similar picks from game 1 open right now.
Absolutely. And the Braum first pick, I don't really agree with the first pick, but I mean, it doesn't really show a lot to their composition. It works out really well. It was really strong in the last game. They really, really wanted. He performed well on it in the first game. And we see a Gnar first pick for the top lane of Buggy 106. That explains the Yasuo ban. And we see now Reckham Rectum looking to pick up his second champion for this turn. And we see a Sejuani hover. Do we see the Sejuani get completely locked in for their team? And we do. Skillcap Gaming now running Gnar and Sejuani. How do you feel about this Sejuani pick?
Not a big fan of Sejuani. I'm not. When we scrimmed Enigmatic Gaming as a group of 5 with Voslo, myself, and a couple of others from Duo, they picked Sejuani, we counterpicked Graves, and we just absolutely ran the Sejuani over. I think post-nerf, Sejuani is definitely not nearly as strong as she used to be. Chris Brownsy going to look to find an answer, and the answer is a Nocturne. Not something I was expecting at all, moving from the Trundle to a full-on dedicated carry. Let's see how his jungle pathing will go this game, and let's see if he can be such an impact as he was in the first game of the evening.
That's an aggressive pick. I really like it. And the Bard hover for the memes. I love it. Let's go. Bring it in. And the Tristana, just as I figured it was going to be. And we have... Oh, let's talk about this Nocturne pick a little bit. I feel like the Nocturne pick into the Sejuani is a lot more early gank pressure, has lots of potential to invade. You really want to get a gank off level 3 or 4 as Nocturne, and then just basically farm it out till 6, and then have a good impactful gank on 6. But right now, it seems a little aggressive for that early pick right now. And we have the
Malzahar lock in for the side of Skillcap Gaming. This is very important because now both solo lanes are locked in, as well as the jungler for Skillcap. Meanwhile, the bot lane and the jungler have been locked in for Enigmatic Gaming, so now they can start pinching pulls. And the Graves ban, which I will go ahead and throw a question mark ping at, because that is probably the last thing you want to ban right now.
Absolutely.
Graves is not a very good laner. He's an extraordinarily strong jungler, but not a very good laner. So I think you wanted to pinch mid or top in terms of
clarity.
I agree.
Stronger matchups.
I don't know if he was banning jungle, and maybe he was maybe he thought that Nocturne isn't their jungler. Who knows at this point in time? I mean, the meme pick was in the first game. That was all me, and let me go. But and we banned the LeBlanc too. But I don't know about that Graves ban. It seems a little silly to me at this point. But and then the Tarek ban counter. And what does EG ban for their last ban?
I would like to see them just continue to pinch support. Winnie isn't the strongest of players in terms of the support role. Just a quick snoop of the OP.GG. He only plays a couple of champions, Braum, Tarek, and Alistar. Doesn't really look like he's going to get 3 of those champions, and the Soraka ban instead. Interesting. I guess Emax Soraka is pretty easy to abuse. You just, max E, press E, watch AD carries cry. Meanwhile, moving on, the Orianna is still open for Difurion if they wanted to go with that same pick.
Absolutely. And the Jhin hover, and there was also a little bit of an Ezreal hover earlier. And what do we see? Ageless Tiger picking his... It looks like we're going to see the Kaisa last pick. Just last second pick. Just completely bamboozled everybody. Here you go. We're going full on. And I like this pick here. There's lots of lockdown for his team. I feel like he could be right in the front line with his team and just do what he can.
Don't disagree with that at all.
And
my thumb has slipped off of the push to talk button. At any rate, the Shuno is hovering, the Twisted Fate locking it in for Typhuron. That is huge. The Oriana still open. Oriana very good into Malzahar, able to auto attack away the barrier without having to worry about too much damage. And a Shen lock in for Night Show. Definitely a change up from game one, putting Typhuron on more of a carry-oriented mid laner rather than just a press E bot and sometimes press R. Now putting Night Show on the back ropes and making him play a tank, throwing him on Shen.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, picking another tank here for your support seems terrible just because as I say, that Karma is locked in, but picking another tank into a Tristana that's going to build Infinity Edge that starts to do true damage on her crits just seems awful. Sejuani and Gnar are going to take so much true damage from her crits later in the game. I think that Shuno's Tristana was very impeccable in game one, and it'll be just as good in game two if he gets another lead.
Now let's talk about this global pressure that EGs bring. They brought 3 entirely global champions to the game. Shen, Nocturne, and Twisted Fate. All those ultimates post 6. Bot lane is going to get real fun. Really playing around Shuno, just as I suspected in this game. And we had to have Skill Cap Gaming versus EG. And with these compositions, which one do you feel has the favored composition in this game?
I think in the mid game, Skill Cap just runs away with it. Kai'Sa, Malzahar, and Karma, they just kind of run over the mid game. Late game, Gnar is super tanky, Sejuani is super tanky, and Kai'Sa still does a lot of damage, but TF will have items, Nocturne will have items, and Tristana will be at full build. The Tristana will just absolutely run away with the game. And as we jump into spectator delay, we have triple teleport, for the side of Skill Cap Gaming. Winnie Leweslin taking teleport on the Karma support. This is definitely one of the most questionable things I've ever seen in League of Legends.
Absolutely. I kind of agree with your sentiments. However, I feel like there's a lot of global pressure that EG will be providing. We'll see how well it goes. And I really like the picks that Skill Cap Gaming has here. It looks like that EG has kind of really counterpicked their lane. Malzahar sets up very well for ganks from Sejuani into a Twisted Fate. Gnar has early lane priority into a Shen, able to push him in and just basically poke him out and make him not very useful. Tristana and Braum. I mean, with a Kai'Sa Karma almost able to 1v2 that lane early game. Maybe we'll see exactly how the Tristana Braum plays out very well. But I don't really know which lane to give it to in that regard. I feel like Tristana Braum does have the favored matchup, and that is probably where you'll see Nocturne try to put pressure around, especially at 6.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that Shuno and Starstro are going to have to sit back early in the lane, but post level 6, they will have Chris and Typhuron just roaming down constantly with Night Show on the, hey, I'm ready to just press our shield bot. Even if he doesn't get the teleport off, he still gets a massive shield on somebody that can complete a dive or potentially save somebody from a Kai'Sa, Karma, Malzahar, whatever have you, in an extended fight. So I think that early game, pre-6, or post-6, pre-11, I think that Enigmatic Gaming has good skirmish potential, and they can definitely 4-man bot a lot, 5-man it with Night Show, as long as he doesn't get canceled. Otherwise, I think that overall Skill Cap has just a better team comp for the majority of the game.
Yes, I feel like early game will be very telling for how this game should go. It feels like Skill Cap has a better early game. Maybe they can play it very well and see what we can do, but Gnar has a lot of push priority. He's not really able to cancel out Shen's teleports very easily unless he's able to get Mega Gnar. But if you're ulting right into the face of Mega Gnar, chances are you might just die for that. We do have a lot of damage on this team, but we will see as the game progresses.
Touching on your early game point once more, the easiest way for Enigmatic Gaming to smash early game is to just absolutely do what they did against Naughty Nips earlier and just run into the jungle early. If you get another catch, Sejuani's a lot harder to catch at level 1 because she can't be slowed. But that being said, there's still an Gnar, a Kai'Sa, and a Karma that you can potentially kill. You know that the Sejuani is going to start blue, so you most likely want to catch the Kai'Sa or the Karma and at least force a summoner. Karma has teleport, so your best target would be the Kai'Sa. Forcing a heal and or a flash would be very, very impactful to that lane. Chris could gank pre-level 6 a lot easier. Not nearly as hard for him to get down there. The Twisted Fate could also get lane priority because of that. Be huge for Enigmatic Gaming to get another first blood at level 1.
I absolutely agree. I feel like they should probably go for another invade of the sort. Their invade in the first game went very, very well and worked out very well they're able to get first blood on who we will not name at this point in time because he is still sad about it. But let's see as we load into game right now. I'm really, really liking these picks. I feel like we should see a good game coming on today. I expect to see some early game shenanigans and see what happens level 1, but I wonder if they're going to try and go for the same invade that they tried in the first game, or if they're going to go for a second strat with a different invade. I feel like going for the same invade 2 games in a row would just be a little silly, but we will find out.
Also, don't forget Jared Exton, half of our fabulous Supreme Leader duo, is doing a budget cosplay of a pool party champion. There is a straw poll currently in our Discord. Link is in the stream. You can do !Discord to get a link to the Discord as we load it into game. Go ahead and go vote on that and see what you want to make him dress up as. My personal favorite would be pool party Fiora tits and all. However, we're going to move right on into game. Looking at Karma versus Braum level 1. Karma doesn't even have spellbook, so she's just stuck with a non-combat summoner the entire game.
Absolutely, and she went Comet, which I feel like is a little silly considering what synergies she has with Summon Gary and Precision Secondary. That seems, why don't we talk about it? Let's talk about it. What do you feel about that?
That seems extraordinarily greedy for me. It looks like Enigmatic Gaming. They're looking to group as 5, and they're running it down mid. Here they go. Like I said, again, level 1 invade, smartest play to possibly win this. They're going to skirt around into the bush. They're taking the smart way.
Doing the long
sitting in the bush, not spotted out quite yet.
Rectum was spotted. They know that he's in that bush. They have no idea if he's going to stay there. Difurian with the gold card ready. They're ready to move if they see anything happen. Rectum and Winley, the Wesleyan just sitting there, not really able to provide much. Nobody went into the middle of the mid lane, so they didn't really get vision of them getting into that bush.
But the Karma's coming around, going... Playing with fire, Karma.
Minions have spawned.
Enigmatic Gaming just sitting in the bush hoping for something to happen. They're staying pretty late at this point in time. At this point in time, Nightshell is going to have to TP the lane.
The picket card. Oh, the gold card into the winner's bite. First blood for Shuno again.
Absolutely. First blood for him winning with Wesley, and not really too sad about this. He does have teleport. It is sad that it does go to Shuno. Shuno not able to buy in this time and get a good snowball item off that and a good item lead advantage, but really not the not super impactful at this point in time, but it is very good for him. Nightshell basically just warding up on his way up, walks the lane, but he doesn't push or do anything of the sort. Nightshell able to show up without missing any minions at this point in time, despite how late he stayed for that play.
Unbelievable. 2 times in a row, Enigmatic Gaming goes for a level 1 play, and both times it works out.
Absolutely. Very, very good for them. They're able to do something. Chris Brown's just walking right into Rectum's jungle. Doesn't really want to fight him. He does have full HP. Rectum does not. He just leaves and just goes about farming his business. Doesn't really want anything to do with Chris Brown's at this point in time. Chris Brown is looking to play League of Scuttle Crab.
And again, Chris Brown playing super aggressive, doing what he did earlier, trying to scout out the jungler as much as possible, take as many camps as he can. I think playing that aggressively early is definitely smart for him. It's also good because he's going to get a much faster clear down simply because Nocturne out farms Sejuani early.
Absolutely. It has a good fast clear speed, nice and healthy. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good in the current meta right now. And Chris Brown shows up right in front of Rectum, smites it in his face and just tries to fight him immediately, getting the fear off and the Q, and just runs Rectum down at this point in time. Rectum flashes over to his safety. Difurian looking to get the ghost.
Difurian with a ghost gold card. Gonna pick up a kill. Unbelievable. Nice map awareness from Difurian and Enigmatic. Just Enigmatic playing well today.
Absolutely doing quite well. Going off their high of their early game. Nightshell getting bullied by Buggy 106 though in this top lane. Very, very low at this point in time. Buggy pushing this massive creep wave into his turret.
Which is fine for the Shen. It's expected. He can farm this under tower, shouldn't have terribly too much problems with it. Meanwhile, back in the bot lane, trading Qs. Winter's Bite does a lot more than Mantra Q.
6 dies underneath the tower. Nightshell getting the solo kill as he completely disrespects the Shadow Dash range.
Super unfortunate for Buggy there. He flashes forward aggressively, it looked like, and then the Shen flashes back to get him into tower range with a taunt, and it's just unlucky that Buggy even went for a play like that. Meanwhile, the Sejuani, level 2, Chris Brownsy, almost level 4 already.
Yes, absolutely. Rectum is not having a good time in the jungle, and Night Chill immediately
Well, in the bot lane.
Buggy. Whoop. And Buggy getting ganked by the Nocturne. Chris Brownsy getting exactly what he wants out of this early game aggression. And bot lane, looks like Ageless Tiger not respecting the Shuno Starstroke synergy. Braum able to get a good stun off, and Shuno just able to get another kill based on for his team. And Rectum looking for the aggressive mid, knowing that Chris Brown is on the opposite side of the map, and Buggy now 0-2 in this lane, not having a fun time. And Shuno again with another dive kill onto Winnie Wesleyan. Oof, this bot lane is going to snowball completely out of control at this rate in time.
The Sejuani doing the Krugs instead of helping to her bot lane. That's super unfortunate that this game is snowballing out of control. It's not even 5 minutes already. There's a 3,000 gold lead. That's unfortunate.
Absolutely. Post 6, things are going to get a little crazy around here. You're going to see a lot of plays because they're very strong, very aggressive at this point in time, able to do very many things. Siberian ahead of his laner, just completely out CSing. It's almost double his CS at this point in time. Nightshow still a little bit behind in CS, but not really too much to do about that. He doesn't really have good CS control early game until he gets an item or two, but...
Typhurion trying to farm mid lane, but throwing the wild cards the wrong direction. Missing the minion wave entirely and throwing them back towards his own tower.
Absolutely. It was just to show him that he believes in the heart of the cards. Here we go. Winning the West Indies, doing a little bit of poke down in the bot lane. Not really too much to talk about down here at this point in time. Mid lane seems to be the most active, but Death Shadow not really able to get much going. He is able to set up for a gank eventually, but right now his jungler is really far behind Chris Brown's, able to completely outpace him at this point in time. Death Shadow getting pushed into his tower on a repeat does not make his Malefic Visions do very, very good for CSing underneath the tower. I mean, Chris Brown's now looking inside the bot side river, maybe trying to go for a play. Did show himself on that one river, doesn't really want to go for anything at this point in time. He tries to get his Krugs, but hello, they are missing. Resurrection actually got a good counter juggle off at that point, but it was to the detriment of his bot lane, sadly.
It just doesn't even matter at this point. A 003 on the Nocturne, 200 on the Shen, 101 on Typhurion's Twist of Fate, 201 on Shuno's Tristana. This game is just getting out of control quickly for Enigmatic Gamer, as usual.
Absolutely, they're doing quite well. The early game played very, very well. Typhurion able to bully out this laner, despite the fact that I figured that he would not have the lane priority in this matchup, and Buggy's still having a bit of lane priority in this matchup, but still pushing a little aggressively. He's already been ganked and died completely solo already to Nightshade, pushing up this far, especially now the Nocturne we know is about 6 on the map, and that is pretty terrifying to think about as he's about to hit 6 very soon.
As long as he doesn't lose vision, he can paranoia anywhere on the map, and that control ward the Buggy has in the river does literally nothing for him. In fact, it's probably the worst place for him to put a control ward, just simply due to the fact that Twisted Fate can walk out of lane, go to Pixel Brush, and go top, or the Nocturne can just ult from pretty much wherever he wants with the paranoia. So, truthfully, that control ward's just the worst possible place for him to put it.
Absolutely, and if he ever loses lane priority, Shen can just basically walk up and just take it. Especially if Nitro just gets ahead in this lane. But Typhurion is pushing down mid lane. Typhurion pinging his mid lane attention, I believe. And it looks like Typhurion holding in behind Buggy, trying to go for the gold card immediately. Nitro getting the Shadow Dash off. And here it comes. Nitro with his 3rd kill of the game. Looking to do something fierce on the Shen pick.
It's just, as I was saying, control ward does nothing for him. He just roams out of lane, uses Destiny, and appears.
Absolutely. Death Shadow does have vision of Typhurion leaving the lane at that point in time, but it doesn't really help him too much at that point in time, because you can't really tell if he's going to ult immediately until he sees the Destiny pop.
Meanwhile, Rectum clearing the control ward in the river bot side, but getting literally nothing as Braum just replaces it.
And Starstro level 6 to Rectum's level 5, just completely bullying him out, telling him, no, this is my control ward, you cannot have it. He did, however, take it, but it is immediately replaced. You know, just trying to get his tower push on, doing what he can for his team, just scaling up and getting to the point that they need to be. Furion getting Death Shadow really low. Ghost immediately trying to see what he can do into that mid. Oh, Chris Brown just shows up with the paranoia to get that kill. Furion might have had that. Furion with the aggressive choke, but still Chris Brown's able to capitalize and get it with the paranoia after counter friendly record top right.
The CS differential between skill cap and Enigmatic right now is just unreal. 74 CS from the mid lane and the bot in the AD carry, compared to 38 on the Malzahar, 58 on the. Here comes the Shin ult.
Shuno able to get the first kill on Winnie the Wesleyan. Reckham trying to do something here, but still so behind. Nitro able to stand united Shuno and just keep him alive. They just keep pushing the tower. 2 more kills to Enigmatic Gaming, 10-0 at 9.5 minutes in the game. This game
That's tilter.
Very, very sad right now. The only thing I can imagine is the PTSD that's going through my head after game 1.
That's such a tilter. First turret solo last hit gold to Shuno, and then shortly to follow mid tower for Difuron. That's wow. This game has gotten out of control. An 8,000 gold lead at 10 minutes into the game.
It is absolutely
Unbelievable.
Buggy getting the solo lane pressure. However, he's building for a 1v1 that Shen doesn't really care about. He has a Bramble Vest and a Null Magic Mantle and a Cloth Armor. It looks like he wants to go into a Ninja Tabbies as well and then maybe get something with a Magic Resist item at this point in time. It's usually, I feel like Zar, you want to play something a bit more aggressive, something where you can build aggressively and push towers.
He could also be going for the more common Merc treads on Gnar. Mercury treads is really good on Gnar right now, especially into Shen, Nocturne, Gold Card, and Braum. I think that Twisted Fate, Gold Card is pretty good right now, and building Merc treads for it is also super strong. Nitro taking lesser end of that trade due to the Bramble Vest, just cutting his grass peeling in half. It's actually not the worst thing I've ever seen.
It is not, and it's working quite well. It's good for him. He's able to get that aggressive trade, and it's very hard for Nitro to trade aggressively into a Gnar as he just kites him out on repeat. Nitro immediately backing after he just TP's back in the lane.
Furion almost getting ganked in the mid lane, but suspecting something was up and
something on Buggy, maybe trying to get something. Buggy just completely gives him the hop and skip and jump and leaves him alone. Just wants nothing to do with Shuno at this point in time. Does not really want to look for this, but Reckham coming in, and the Destiny spot. Nigerian coming in with the gold card, able to completely stun up Reckham immediately, and he just goes down. Does not even try to fight. Gets completely chain CC'd. Buggy without Mega Gnar. They go for the dive. Starts to Flash Winter's White to Buggy. Buggy escapes with another hop and a flash to get out just clean, but coming back to the back. And we have Aegis Tiger. The Killer Instinct can come in and try and capitalize on Furion, but gets nothing in for her. Shuno so strong, just kills her outright. And Chris Brown shows up with a paranoia to completely capitalize on that. Gnar and
10,000 gold lead at 11.5, almost 12 minutes. This game is absolutely just almost over.
This game is looking quite sad for Skill Cap Gaming. Buggy doing the best that he can in this top lane matchup, and as you said, the Mercury treads first line. But every lane is not doing too well at this point in time. Shuno just carrying the game outright, putting the team on the back, and able to perform some great bot lane plays. Very, very good stuff.
Buggy just TPing to the tier 2 to pick the wave up instead of walking his boots too. So greedy.
Absolutely. He feels like he doesn't really want to TP at this point in time. I don't know if he wants to match a TP with Shen, but if he tries to TP aggressively, Shen will just match him, and that's not something he really wants.
I can tell you what he wants. What he really wants is to get out of this game. This is looking very dire for Skill Cap Gaming.
Very, very sad indeed. I agree. But we can see what happens. They have a pretty aggressive composition. They can get some good picks going with Death Shadow and Reckham going on right now, but Buggy and his Mega Gnar are not really able to do much currently. But and Winnie the Wesleyan did get gold carded by Nigerian, but nothing comes out of it. Winnie the Wesleyan trying to keep Death Shadow up over here and keep him safe. Oh, Difurion just popping the ghost.
Reckham in the jungle, sitting in Raptor Pit, but just letting his mid laner get gold carded.
Yes, absolutely. Winnie the Wesleyan need to pick a card. Going for HP right there. Difurion is really strong at this point in time.
Difurion is going to be the first death of Enigmatic Gaming's game 2 of day 2 of game 3.
Not playing around, vision around his flanks, able to get completely flanked by Reckham and the Glacial Prison in the dirt.
They need something to get themselves back in the game, and starting by killing the laner by having him overextend. But the Shuno is rocket jumping forward aggressively, which is something that shouldn't be a thing.
Absolutely. Zeke's convergence on the Braum to be even more aggressive than extra on-hit damage would probably help him out a lot.
Meanwhile, the Gnar almost solo killing Chris Brown Zeeds. Even still, Gnar does a lot of damage early.
He does, and he's lots of range and lots of kiting potential. Disrespecting him is something that you shouldn't do. And he's just trying to push the tower as quick as he can, but at this point in time, the mid lane, Tier 2 is being pressured. If you really want this fight, and Chris Brown uses Paranoia right onto Buggy 106, and the Stand United immediately and Furion with the Destiny to give him that whole little thank you with a little hat toss. Disrespecting the global presence that he provides right now. And Starstro able to get a kill on Death Shadow. I didn't see how that one happened, but I'm assuming Shuno was just able to get some good crits up in the Zeke's convergence. Popped and blew him up. Shuno able to get another tower with his team record. With the Arctic Assault onto Starstro. Starstro trades his life for Shuno's. As Diffurion, Chris Browns, and Nitro able to push another Tier 2 in the top lane. Now pushing down the inhibitor. Diffurion getting collapsed up by Record from the flank. Chris Brown going for unspeakable horror to try and kill Record up his carry at this point in time, but they push down the inhibitor turret anyways. They don't particularly care.
A 15-minute, 20-second inhib tower from Enigmatic Gaming. This is an unbelievably out-of-control game for them. A 12,300 gold lead at 15.5 minutes. This game is just spiraling out of control for Skill Cap Group. I think that they need to sit down and seriously talk about what went wrong and how they can fix it.
At this point in time, I feel like they just play it out, see what they can do, maybe get a pick or two, maybe able to get a Baron plate. Who knows at this point in time? They just have to talk about what they can go next at this point in time. Think about what they can do in the next game. It's looking pretty sad. Buggy tries to go for the play with the Gnar, but not able to do much. Still just gets completely kited out and stunned up. CC'd forever, and Shuno getting another kill. 5-0 and 5 on his Tristana, performing all very well throughout the day.
Okay, giving Shuno Tristana once and having him perform on it is one thing. Giving it to him a second time and performing well both times, I'm going to go ahead and say the obvious to everybody. Ban it. Ban Tristana against Shuno.
That or the Braum. The Braum pick and the Tristana is a very, very good cheese lane. It's very, very nice. I really like that lane together. It's very, very good, and the Braum is able to follow up immediately on aggressive Tristana plays, which is exactly what Shuno's been doing. I'm not sure if you want to ban the Tristana or the Braum. Denying the Braum might be a good ban at this point in time.
I mean, Braum still fits so many different playstyles anyway that I think banning both isn't necessarily the worst idea either. Shuno's a very versatile player, but one of his best is Tristana, next best is Jhin. I think I'd rather play against his Jhin than his Tristana because there's so many different ways you can punish a Jhin than Tristana.
Absolutely. The self-field that Tristana has is very, very hard to collapse on, especially when you have a Braum just sitting on top of you, just be able to give you as much peel as you want. Shuno, Chris Brown, and Nitro now grouping up in the bot lane, now looking for this last Tier 2, trying to get the standing gold. Buggy not even really able to clear the super minions at this point in time. Is struggling to clear them. There's not much that he can do to show up for this top lane, or this bot lane at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, 13,000 gold lead, Shuno's almost two full items already. This game is spiraling out of control. We're pushing third Tier 2 at not even 18 minutes.
Yes, absolutely.
And as I say that, nice flash glacial prison.
Ooh, and the flash glacial fissure by Braum going in hot. Chris Brown's the Paranoia into the backline, trying to do what he can. Gets completely collapsed upon Nitro. Shuno flashing, trying to take down Buggy and the Fury with the gold card and the Destiny. And oof, the Buster shot to save Buggy's life, but there's not really much that he can do at this point in time.
The Buster shot kills the Kai'Sa but saves Buggy, but pushing Nexus Tower number 1 at 18 minutes in the game. Enigmatic Gaming absolutely dominating this game with a 15,000 gold lead. Shuno is sitting. Everybody on Enigmatic Gaming is at over 1,000 gold in pocket right now.
Very good for them. They are able to try and close up this game, but do they close it? It looks like they might have over-aggressed. Down and Buggy 106 says, do not disrespect me anymore. I will fight you. And winning the Wesleyan able to get 2 kills for skill cap game 21-6. Enigmatic almost with the clean close pre-20, but does not happen as much as they wanted it to. Ends up trading 3 lives to try and finish the game, but at this point in time, I feel like Skill Cap Gaming is just looking really sad. There's not really much that they can do. They don't have anything that they can get off of that fight. Baron is not up yet. They do not have the wave control at this point in time to do anything about it.
I don't even think they could take the Baron even if it was alive. I think that they're just so far behind that it doesn't even matter. 13,000 gold is just unbelievably just
Almost
crushing.
insurmountable.
You can almost not come back from this. There's an extraordinarily low chance that they can. Odds are that Shuno and crew just a 5-man mid and push it for the win.
Absolutely. EG at this point in time, the later game scaling composition, except for the Kaisa, but Kaisa just so behind, not really able to do much. Just looking like a sad time for them at this point in time.
Shuno is going to go ahead and finish an IE second item.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got a guaranteed crit on the Storm Razor. He might as well make it some do true damage as well. And Chris Brown's just completely
Huron does the tip on the trigger rectum with the cloud card. Unbelievable play. His TF is impeccable. A nice Gnar by Buggy.
Gnar, Nigerian able to stun up. There's not really any follow-up to that Gnar. And the Shadow Death stuff out. The Nether Grasp by Malzahar. Stopping anything that he can do. And the rocket jump forward to kill Ageless Tiger. Here we go. The game is over.
GG, well played. Enigmatic Gaming.
Played very well all day today. Congrats to you. You've done well. You need to start looking at that bot lane, people. Something needs to stop. You cannot give them that bot lane combination anymore.
Enigmatic Gaming is, without question, and I've already said this before, they're definitely top tier in that group, but holy, those guys played out of their minds. I mean, if I had to give a player of the day, I would have to give it to Shuno or Starstro, because those guys, actually no, forget that, Chris Brownsy. Brownsy played out of his freaking mind today. That dude stepped up from the last time I played against him.
Absolutely.
He went on a Sejuani and inted super hard and then got really tilted, which is understandable. And he goes from that to under 5 deaths in 2 games, over 40% kill participation average in 2 games. That's pretty goddamn good.
He's doing quite well. I agree. He's done a lot of damage. He had so much pressure in both games, just able to completely dominate the map and also doing a fair amount of damage.
Speaking of pressure, let's take a look at the crowd control scores. 81 on the Nocturne. Slightly buffed by the fact that his ult does include crowd control for reasons obvious, but even still, without his ultimate, that is an extremely high crowd control score. He only cast his ultimate 4 times at most that game.
Absolutely, that is a very high control score. He's able to get a lot of fears off as well, and just able to do a lot with his kit, and he performed quite well. His did very good, and he did so much damage as well for his team. He was able to do the 4th most in the game. Only beaten out by Buggy, able to do almost 10,000 on his Gnar, but was lost in damage to Difurian's Twisted Fate with almost 18,000 damage, and Chuno with the 15,500.
Let's take a look at why this game got as out of control as it did. Damage charts alone, 4,862 coming from the Braum, 4,160 coming out from the Sejuani. That right there speaks volumes to me. The Kaisa only doing 5,100, so not even a full 300 damage above the Braum. By the way, Braum playing support, Kaisa being an ADC. I understand Kaisa's not the best early game champion in the game, but you should do a lot more than 5,000 damage in an entire 20-minute game.
Absolutely. Completely destroyed the bot lane. It wasn't even a fair matchup at this point in time. It was just an absolute slaughter. GG to Enigmatic Gaming. And at this point in time, do we want to talk about the Vision?
Vision score aside, looking at the 7 control wards purchased from the Braum, Starstro absolutely stepping up buying control wards for his team, making sure to put them as aggressively as possible. 11 wards placed, 26 Vision score in a 20-minute game. Followed up by the Karma with a 23, who did not, I believe, end the game with a sweeper. She did, in fact, end with a sweeper. It's very fortunate for her. 1 control ward purchased by every member of Enigmatic Gaming, except for the Malzahar, who ended up 0 and 5. that should be a key component to everybody to buy control boards. They save your life.
And ward your flanks, people.
Word your flanks, people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that should do it for us here at Duo Esports for the evening. We will see you tomorrow with myself on cast all day, flaming as many teams as I possibly can in the short 4 or 5 hours that I have on stream. Until then, I am Rakan, or Buff Zoe.
And I am Boslo, and I will be joining him for the 4th game tomorrow. And we
We will
see
see you
there.
guys tomorrow. Enjoy, have a wonderful evening, and give Dota your money.
Absolutely. Give him the monies.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die. Looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me.